How's everybody doing today? It is Saturday, March 13th, 2021, and I want you to check this out because like I've been talking about the last couple days, how we are seeing lockdowns starting to happen all over the world, whether it's some places up in Canada, or we're seeing Italy's locking down, India. You're seeing it in a lot of places now, okay? And I'm just starting to see more and more stories that are kind of following that line, and it's just like it almost is just like a complete flip of the last year. Remember, this is about when everything started happening. We started, I think we went on lockdown March 26th, I believe, if that, in that area. So I don't think it'll be that fast this time. But what I'm saying is, it just seems like for some reason, this is when they seem to want to do these lockdowns this way. Where they want to start it starts, in the same area and then kind of swings around and, I guess they're just kind of picking and choosing. They're seeing who's listening, who's running and getting the jab, who's not. And if that country's not, well, then we need to step it up there, right? You know what I mean? It's just that's how they're going to do it, It says Disneyland Paris postpones reopening plan indefinitely, all right? It says Disneyland in Paris has scrapped its April 2nd reopening plans as the city experiences another surge in CV19 cases. Cases, right? We're going to talk about this a lot every time we bring it up because it's just so frustrating. What is cases, right? Well, until there's deaths, you know what I mean? They shouldn't even be bringing it up, but that's what they push over and over and over again because that's been the whole thing that they've done. After they did that about 3 months into this, they swapped it. They were talking about the deaths to start with, they were counting them, and then now they needed bigger numbers, right? The case numbers are the big numbers. That's what they want because they can say anything is a case. Because, right, they can't even, do you know if we have it? Just like I showed in that video yesterday. Do you know if I have CV19? No, you don't. That's why it's so hard. Yeah, well, it's because we know the truth is not what you're telling us. It says the theme park made an announcement Friday stating it will postpone operations indefinitely and will share updates when possible. It says, due to prevailing conditions and travel restrictions across Europe, Disneyland Paris will not reopen on April 2nd as initially planned. We are optimistic that we will be able to reopen soon. Please check back on the website for regular updates. Disneyland Paris tweeted, "We truly appreciate your continued understanding and cannot wait to welcome you again." It's like you're just going to see these types of things over and over again. They're just manipulating everything. The theme park says it will allow public to modify their arrival dates or cancel the reservations in light of the postponement. It says those who do so will not be charged any fees as long as they make their request up until the last moment before their planned arrival. It says Disneyland Paris shut down in March 2020. See, here we go, March, right? So it's the same thing. Well, March 2021, right? I mean, I understand that they didn't open, they did open up for a minute, but the same thing, back to March, right? It's just kind of odd that everything always lines up. They continue to know dates, they continue to know timelines, but then they continue to tell you that this is the most unknown, most deadly, most contagious thing they've ever seen. You can't have it both ways, and that's what they've done since day one. It says they shut down in March 2020, shortly after the worldwide pandemic was declared. It says it temporarily reopened between July and October and later announced it would resume operations in mid-February with strict safety precautions in place. The reopening date was later pushed back to early April. Oh no, so actually they didn't, right? Okay, yeah, so they just pushed it back in mid-February. Okay, I apologize. So no, they never ended up opening back up, so they've been down this entire time, According to Deadline, says Disneyland Paris may soon become the only Disneyland theme park to remain closed by April's end. Disney World, Shanghai Disney, Tokyo Disney, and Hong Kong Disneyland are currently open, while Disneyland in Anaheim, California is expected to reopen sometime next month. Here in California, we are encouraged by the positive trends we are seeing, while Disney CEO Bob Chapek said in a recent statement, and we're hopeful that we continue to improve and will be able to reopen our parks to guests with limited capacity by late April. Yeah, see, this is why I keep talking about, I believe that the second half of 2021, and I think more towards the end, I think, October, November, December, going into maybe even, January of 2022, it's going to be a massive turning point in this entire situation. From what I'm reading, from what I'm seeing, some of the research that I'm doing on a couple other things, I'm seeing that a lot of the same type of dates, right? I'm seeing a lot of dates that are, government, military that's setting up that it's going to be in, be set up until November, set up until December, or policies that expire around the same time, you know, and that they're going to be redoing things around that time, you know. And like in the Brazil article I did, you know, they said, there's no way we can, you know, make everything better, you know, catch up in the first half of 21. Well, what's coming in the second half of 2021 that you think you have a chance in the second half, right? Are we talking this is going to be pushed, the mass jabs are going to be pushed? You know, I mean, you're seeing it in Israel. You're seeing it in other countries. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you, yeah, it's not here yet, but if you think that if it's over there in Israel, especially, and they're doing it there, you think it's not going to eventually come to where you're at? Oh, it will. It's just a matter of time. It may be a year, you know, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. Like I told you, they don't have to make this mandatory. If they make it mandatory to be able to work, to eat, to drink, to, you know, to go get gas, to get into a store, to be able to go, you know, take your kids to school, for your kids to go to school, if it makes it mandatory for all that, then the jab isn't mandatory. But to be able to live and, you know, protect your family, provide for your family, it will become mandatory in that way, okay? Now, we still won't do it, but you understand what I'm saying. That's how they're going to get, you know, who knows how much, 90% maybe, you know, of people if they were to push them that far into a corner, okay? That's why we talk about being prepared, being planned, so. But we'll cut this here. Hope everybody has a great Saturday. My son has a basketball game today, so we are going to go to that and have a good Saturday with my sister and her family afterwards, so a little cookout and just spend some family time. So this will be my only video for Saturday, so. But I will have at least 2 videos coming out tomorrow on Sunday. So I love you all, man. Please, family is so important right now. I mean, I've just seen it more and more lately. I just can't express. Be with your family. Don't let, you know, if you have some dispute, it's just not worth it. If it's something small, get over it. Talk to them. Let them know you love them because, you know, times are changing so fast. Continue to pray. We'll talk to you real soon. God bless.